Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to talk to you about the tragic story of a hero who at first didn't know who he was. He had most of his time not belonging in the group of people that he was with, but that didn't stop him to become the man who he was. He united armies, fought in wars, and at the very end, people sought out to him to become the true king. Sadly, in the end, he falls in love with his woman, who at the time wanted to also become the true queen. Sadly, she goes mad in power, and he has to kill her for the sake of everybody's life. Because of this, he is sent back to his humble beginnings, and this man is Jon Snow. Jon Snow was born out of a relationship that shouldn't have happened, but it did. It was Lyanna Stark and Rhaegon Targaryen. Rhaegon Targaryen being the last descendant of the true lineage of the king, and Lyanna Stark at the time was married to Robert Baratheon, who was a king. Because of this, he goes mad and he wants to kill her, Rhaegon, and the child. Luckily, Ned Stark, who is Lyanna's brother, finds this out. She gives him the baby and he brings it back to Winterfell. What he doesn't tell everybody is that that's the true king. He just tells them that this is Jon Snow and it's his bastard child that he had. Because of this, he was looked down upon because he is a bastard child. But either way, that doesn't stop him. His brothers love him, but not the people that work in there in the castle. Later on, when he's 17, he is sent to the Night Watch, where it's just a group of men, you know, living next to a giant ice wall that is supposed to keep them away from ice zombies. And then later on, he finds a guy named Sam in that same Night Watch, where he's being bullied because of his appearance. He's just a chubby guy, but because of this, he kind of takes care of him because he's been through that. He's been through misjudgment. So they become friends. Later on, they unite the armies that are beyond the wall, who had not been in contact with the other people over the wall and have been fighting ever since. But he unites them, and by pure luck, he kills one of the White Walkers. By pure luck, he kills him with a obsidian sword, which no one had never done at the time. And because of this, people look up to him to become a true leader. Later on, when he comes home with the armies to build the army to kill the true Night King, he has to face another challenge, which is another bastard child who had gone crazy with power. His name is Ramsay Bolton, which is they fought in what they call the Battle of the Bastards. He won. Him being Jon Snow, and you had more armies at his disposal to confront the Night King. At the time, in the parallel story, Daenerys Targaryen, she's building up her own army. She even has 3 dragons to support her, and she wants to become the true queen. Their paths meet, and they fall in love, Daenerys and Jon Snow. Because of this, they have a big army, but they don't have the full army support because in another part of King's Landing, Cersei Lannister, who is another queen, has the other part of the army, but they don't, Cersei and Jon don't get along because whatever, politics, religion, whatever. So they try to make a truce. In the end, Cersei doesn't want to because she's just an evil woman. But in the end, they face off the Night King. Jon Snow had brought the armies together. He had brought the people together. He even found love. And in the end, they face off the Night King. They win. They being the people, Jon Snow and people. And after this, they take upon themselves to go to King's Landing with Cersei Lannister to not fight. Just bring everything together, just humans being together. Sadly, this is when things go wrong, and Daenerys goes crazy with power, and she burns everybody that lives in King's Landing, which is a big city, to ashes. Because of this, Jon Snow doesn't know what to do. People had been pushing him to become the king, but he didn't want to. He didn't want the throne. He never wanted the throne. He just wanted everybody to be together. But because of what Daenerys did, killing people, ravishly with a dragon, he doesn't look at her as a human being, more as a monster who has to be taken down. So at the end, sadly, he has to kill her, and because of this, the army that was with Daenerys looks at this as treason, and they imprison him. But even though he had done everything, he brought the armies together. Because of him, the Night Watch, or the Night King having killed. Uh, at the end, they just sent him back to the Night Watch. Even though he had done everything that nobody had ever done, they bring him back to the Night Watch. And that is a tragic story of a hero who, in the end, who did everything, was giving nothing. Thank you.